fenirob here. It is Black Friday 2022 and I am going to be looking at my Eagle Gryphon Games collection. Over the years, their Black Friday sales have been pretty awesome and I have accumulated quite a number of their games over the years. I've never played a bad game that I've acquired from them, and the components and production quality are just always top notch. So this is my top 11 games in my collection from Eagle Gryphon Games. First, we'll look at Sleuth. This one is the adult version of Clue. There's a deck of gems. You're going to remove one of the gems from the deck, and then for the rest of the game, players are going to be trying to deduce what that gem was by asking questions based on cards that are laid out every round, the types of questions you can ask. This is a very thinky game, but it really is amazing. It doesn't look special with the art, but man, I wish Clue was this fun. Sleuth at number 11. At number 10, Dragon Rampage. This game is by Richard Launius, who's famous for creating Arkham Horror. This game is kind of quirky. It's not perfect by any means, but you're basically a group of adventurers who has gotten to the dragon's hoard, and just as you're about to leave with your treasure, the barbarian wakes the sleeping dragon, and now you've got to figure out whether you're going to fight the dragon or be the first one out, or basically steal as much treasure as you can at the expense of your adventuring party. This game is, again, not perfect, but you roll a bunch of dice. It's got a Yahtzee feel to it. The artwork is great. I really enjoy this game. It's just been one of my favorites over the years, although some people probably will hate this game. There's a lot of take that, it's kind of mean, but there's really nothing quite like it. I highly recommend checking this one out. If you see this on sale, which you probably will, pick it up. It's worth it. At number 9, Nika. This game I picked up on a whim. I like an abstract game. I have a buddy who likes to play with me, and we've played this several times. It feels like football in an abstract way. There are 4 factions. Each player controls 2 on opposite sides of the board, and you're basically just trying to get your stuff, almost like, I think, Sorry, where you're getting your pieces around the board and get past the other player's defenses. The artwork is super cool. If you like abstract games with very little luck, this game is right up your alley. This one is also a brain burner with simple rules, but a lot of strategy here. Nika, check it out. Now on to number 8 and 7. These are close to a tie, but I think I have them in the right order. These were my first Kickstarters I ever purchased in my entire life. The Road to Canterbury. These are both by Alf Siegert, who has a great game called Fantastica that really should have made this list. I just forgot to put it on the table. Pretend it was number 12. Fantastica is a whimsical game where you are exploring in your backyard as children. It's almost like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where the shovel and pail are your helmet and your sword, and it's kind of cool. Very cool game. Check that one out, by the way. Didn't make the list because I forgot about it. Fantastica. But The Road to Canterbury, this one is kind of quirky and also kind of funny. You're basically charlatan preachers roaming around in Europe back in the day, trying to convince people to buy indulgences from you, and it's pretty funny. It plays I think 3 players, which is weird. 2 or 3 players, not a normal player count. But it was very funny. You're trying to basically convince people to buy stuff from you as you roam the countryside. Little area control here. Some luck involved, but it was very fun. Not as heavy as I thought it would be based on the rule book. Highly recommend this. This one came in conjunction with the next one, which is number 7 on my list, Illumination, which I think I like a little bit better. This is strictly a 2-player game. Angels versus demons. You have 3 boards where you are trying to exert your control. What's cool here is that the options you have each turn are a 3x3 grid. I think it's 3x3, but you have certain tiles you can only use, and you can place them on one of the 3 boards you're fighting over. After a certain period of time, you will surround your pieces on the board that have like angels versus demons and squirrels and dogs and knights versus whatever I think dragons. Obviously it's right here. So it's an area control game, but man, after a while you start to realize that your brain hurts from playing this game. It is very thinky. It's almost like three-dimensional chess. Highly recommend it. Again, very quirky. Alf Seeger seems to have these quirky type themes, and I really like it. Check it out, Illumination. I think it's on sale currently. Goldbrow. There are some playthroughs of this on my channel. Goldbrow is the 18xx light version of making a brewery and getting your distributors to sell beer at your brewery. Area control type situation, kinda. I mean, it's kind of a unique game, but it has an economic level to it that is kind of cool, but light, much lighter than an 18xx game, but it scratches the itch for me. I really love this game. It is super, I don't know, old school looking. In fact, it's got the Rio Grande Games on here, but I bought it from Eagle Griffin, so I don't know what was going on there. You can search that on the internet. But Goldbrow is awesome. This one comes in at number 6. Here's a game that, at number 5, that I really love this game. I wish I could play it more. It frustrates me to no end because it is completely chaotic and about as mean as it gets. But it has the coolest minis. It's Triassic Terror, obviously, as you can see. It's an area control game where you're moving your dinosaurs around. Each of the factions has some plastic dinosaurs, but there's also like these wooden pieces, very cool art on the game. And you're basically grabbing an action out of almost a draft type of thing. And then you're moving, migrating, attacking, using the Tyrannosaurus Rex to come around and wreak havoc, pterodactyls, raptors. Very mean game, but one of the coolest dinosaur themed games out there. And this might not be on your radar, but you should probably check it out if you like dinosaur games. It's as mean, or well, it's definitely meaner than Evolution. And Evolution is a very mean game in my opinion, but this one is often on sale, and I highly recommend if you can pick this up. I think if you like area control and mean games, you can't go wrong with this. At number 4, we have Struggle of Empires. This is the deluxe edition. This was one of the first games that got my channel going. This was the first one I did a video on. Martin Wallace, he's a great designer. The artwork and the pieces in the deluxe version are really, really cool. This game reminds me of Twilight Imperium, which is probably my favorite game of all time, if it was done in some sort of colonial type theme. You have negotiation, you have tons of dice rolling and fighting. There's a really cool alliance mechanic where you bid on who you're allied with in each of the 3 rounds, and you cannot fight against that other player. So if you do a good job of timing it right, you can pick on your opponents and then make them your allies in another round. So that's pretty awesome. I highly recommend this game. It's a classic, and the deluxe version is a gem. If you can get it, get it. At number 3, Francis Drake. This game looks so epic on the table. I can't say enough about it. It's got one of the coolest shopping mechanics where you're moving around and you can't go backwards once you purchase something. Then you're going to go out and you're going to pillage and try to collect a bunch of gems, gold, and some trade goods along the way. There's really nothing bad I can say about this game. It's accessible, even though it looks like it should be more complicated. It is absolutely not. Anyone can play this game. A great game night, super fun. Highly recommend Francis Drake. Good at all player counts. I haven't tried it at 2. The expansion allows you to play with 2. I've heard it's not as good, but I really would like to try that anyway. Very good game. Check it out. The box doesn't really do it justice. It's a great game. At number 2, one of my all-time favorite games, Glenn Drover's Empires: Age of Discovery. This is a worker placement game, and you play over 3 eras. Your programming stuff on the board first, placing all of your workers, and then you're going to send them out once everybody places all of them. This, like Francis Drake, looks so beautiful on the table. This massive map that looks like it should be hanging on your wall. Plastic miniatures, it's glorious. One of the best games, you can't go wrong with this. If you can, tell me in the comments. There's a game called Galactic Rebellion that gets sort of middling reviews. It seems like it's the space version of this with a few different rules and some chaotic galactic war at the end. Let me know in the comments if I love Empire's Age of Discovery as much as I do. Is it worth picking up Galactic Rebellion? Seems like it's always on sale, and I almost pulled the trigger. Sell me on it. But Empire's Age of Discovery, this is a money-back guarantee. If you like worker placement, this is epic and glorious. I love this game. And at my number 1 of all time, from Eagle Griffin Games, and really on my top 10 list of all time of any games, it's Clockwork Wars. This one by Hassan Lopez. He has another game, Maniacal, that is sort of like the Marvel version where you're the villains, though, trying to take over the world with your dastardly schemes. This guy's designs, I think there's only 2 of them that are out there. They are both amazing games, but Clockwork Wars, with its steampunk theme, it's area control madness. You're programming your moves sort of like diplomacy ahead of time, and then you reveal them. So much tension in this game. I've woken up at night like thinking about what happened earlier when I've played this game, which I guess if that doesn't turn you on, then you might want to stay away from this game. It has great replayability because you have only 9 techs that come out each game, even though there's plenty more in the deck. So good. The art on this is great. I mean, look at that cover. I mean, it already pulls me in. I want to know what's going on here. There's asymmetrical factions. So cool. The theme in this is just perfectly matched with the mechanics here. Highly recommend it. Well, there you have it. That is my Eagle Griffin Games top 11. I just wanted to get this out here so when you're shopping out there on Black Friday, you can see these sales and maybe have some opinion. If you've seen any of my videos and you know the kinds of games I play, you can kind of get an idea of the stuff that I love. But that's my Eagle Griffin top 11. And don't forget Fantastica, which would make it a dozen. Thank you for watching as always. Play some great games. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel.